Let's talk about how magnesium can help with ADHD and anxiety. So there's a specific neurotransmitter called glutamate that plays a role in both ADHD and anxiety. Glutamate is considered an excitatory neurotransmitter, meaning that when it gets into cells inside of your brain, it excites them and causes them to fire. And the firing of neurons is what dictates your cognition and attention. However, overexcitation of a multitude of neurons makes it difficult to focus, such as in ADHD. Additionally, if your mind is racing, that could cause symptoms of anxiety. And research does seem to back this up. Drugs that alter glutamate transition have an anxiolytic action. Additionally, individuals with ADHD seem to have increased levels of glutamate, and glutamate levels are positively correlated with ADHD. So what does magnesium have to do with glutamate? So there's a specific receptor called the NMDR glutamate receptor. But magnesium can actually sit inside of this receptor. And when magnesium sits inside the receptor, even when glutamate binds to its receptor, this little channel here is still blocked. And the way that glutamate works is actually by allowing calcium into the neuron. And that's what causes the excitation. But when magnesium is just sitting there, not allowing this calcium in, this glutamate can bind to the receptor all it likes. But the calcium signal that's necessary for excitation is going to be blocked by magnesium. Meaning that even if we have high levels of glutamate, if we also have high levels of magnesium, the brain doesn't actually perceive these high levels of glutamate. It's very difficult to reduce the amount of glutamate that we produce inside of our brain. And it seems that people with anxiety and ADHD have higher levels of glutamate. And it's theorized that this is both genetic and lifestyle induced. But if we increase the magnesium inside of our brain, we can actually block out some of this noise that's being signaled by glutamate. The only issue is that we have what's referred to as a blood-brain barrier. And when we eat magnesium, it will get into our bloodstream. However, this barrier actually stops most magnesium from getting from the bloodstream into the brain. With that being said, there are multiple different forms of magnesium. And it does appear like there's one form of magnesium that does have the ability to get across the blood-brain barrier. That magnesium is called magnesium threonate. So if you're suffering with anxiety and ADHD, one step you could take is taking a magnesium threonate supplement. With that being said, none of this constitutes as medical advice, so I would talk to your doctor before implementing any of this. But if you want to learn more about how you can take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.